this. Check the camera. You want to write your name here? Your names? Okay, good. That helps. Is it Subrid Kumar? Suhrid. Yeah, Suhrid. Okay, so we can start now.
Buddhang vandami, dhammang vandami, sanghang vandami, upasa vandami, bhante dartena sarvam aparadam mamatu me bhante duyyanti upasa vandami bhante dartena sarvam aparadam mamatu me bhante tadiyampi upasa vandami bhante dartena sarvam aparadam mamatu me bhante ukasa aham bhante nisaranena saha pancasevam dhammam yashami anugrahan katva silang veta me bhante dudiyampi ukasa aham bhante nisaranena saha pancasilang dhammam yachami anugrahan katva silang veta me bhante tadiyampi ukasa aham bhante nisaranena saha pancasilang dhammam yachami anugrahan katva silang veta me bhante. Yamahang vadami tang vadetha Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavami Sanghang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami Tisarana gamanang sampunnang Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami අදින්නා දාන වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. කාමේසු මිච්ඡාචාරා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. මුසාවාදා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. සුරාමේරය මජ්ජපමා දට්ඨානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි.
Okay, let us begin our daily offerings to the Buddha. Today at this Bangladeshi Buddhist temple in Toronto, we gathered and we are performing Buddha Pūjā, Sangha Pūjā today in memory of a couple of people that we like to transfer merits to. The first family that we would like to transfer merits to is Shoa Barua's family. Her grandmother, Hemabala Barua, and also Susama Barua. Susama is the grandmother. And also transferring merits to Hemabala Barua. Who's Hemabala Barua?
My grandmother.
Okay, so two grandmothers. Yeah. And mother's side and father's side, yes. Manoj Barua's brother, Dr. Pauline Barua, are also remembered, and we will transfer merits to them accordingly at the end of the chanting today. And today we have another family who have offered breakfast and lunch to Bhikkhu Sangha for tomorrow at the temple in memory of Mother Kanak Champa Barua and also wife Sukti Dhara Barua. And are we also transferring merits to Surid?
No.
Surid is you. And this is Surid Kumar Barua and his family, remembering his mother and wife on this day and transferring merits. With them, we will join remembering our relatives as well. May all the departed relatives rejoice in our good karma, and may they find happy home in samsara. May they ultimately find peace and freedom from all sufferings. So with these intentions, and also wishing great health and happiness for these devotees who are performing punya karma meritorious deeds today, and others who are supporting and joining them, and your family members, may they also rejoice in our good karma and succeed in every walks of their lives, in their education, in their work life, and also their life to have good health, happiness, healing, and peace of mind. May you all have good health, happiness, peace of mind, and healing. So we will be chanting and sending good vibes, goodwill, loving kindness, universal energies to all beings who are joining us today from different places in the world. So with these intentions in mind, please join me with your palms together closer to your heart to offer these items prepared to the Lord Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
ඉතිපිසෝ භගවා අරහං සම්මා සම්බුද්ධෝ විජ්ජාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදු අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්මසාරති සත්තා දේව මනුස්සානං බුද්ධෝ භගවාති ස්වාක්ඛාතෝ භගවතා ධම්මෝ සන්දිට්ඨිකෝ අකාලිකෝ ඒහි පස්සිකෝ ඕපනයිකෝ පච්චත්තං වේදි විඤ්ඤෝහිති සුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ උජුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ ඥායපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ සාමීචි පටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ යදිදං චත්තාරි පුරිස යුගානි අට්ඨ පුරිස පුග්ගලා ඒස භගවතෝ සාවක ආහුනේයෝ පාහුනේයෝ දක්ඛිනේයෝ අංජලි කරණීයෝ අනුත්තරං පුඤ්ඤක්ඛෙතං ලෝකස්සාති වන්දාමි චේතියං සබ්බං සබ්බඨානේසු පතිට්ඨිතං සාරීරික ධාතු මහා බෝධිං බුද්ධ රූපං සකලං සදා ඝන සාරප්පදිත්තේන දීපේන තම දන්සිනා තිලෝක දීපං සම්බුද්ධං පූජයාමි තමෝනුදං ගන්ධ සම්භාර යුත්තේන ධූපේනහං සුගන්ධිනා පූජයේ පූජනීයන්තං පූජා භාජන වන්න ගන්ධ ගුණෝපේතං ඒතං කුසුම සන්තතින් පූජයාමි මුනිම් දස්ස සිරිපාද සරෝරුහේ පූජේමි බුද්ධං කුසුමේන නේන පුඤ්ඤේන මේතේන ච හෝතු මොක්ඛං උප්පං මිලායාති යථා ඉදම්මේ කායෝ තථායාති විනාශ භාවං අධිවාසේතුනෝ භන්තේ පානීයං උපනාමිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු අධිවාසේතුනෝ භන්තේ කිලාන පච්චයං ඉමං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු මුත්තම ඉමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන මාමේ බාල සමාගමෝ සතං සමාගමෝ හෝතු යාව නිබ්බාන පත්තියා තස් භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස් භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස් භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස කරණීය මත්ත කුසලේන යන්තං සන්තං පදං අභිසමිච්ච Sako ujuca sujuca suaco cas muduanatimani santussakoca appakiccoca sallahuka butti santindriyoca nipakoca appagabho kulesu ananugiddho naca kuddang samacare Yena vinyu pare upavadeyong sukino akemino hontu sabbe satta bhavantu sukitatta yeke cipana bhutatti tasavatavarava anavasesa Digava mahantava majjima rassakanuka dittava eva addittha eca dure vasanti avidure bhutava sambhave siva sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta Naparo parang nikubeta nati manyeta kaddhacinang kanci Vyarosana patiga sanyana manyassa dukkha micceya Mata yatani angkuttang ayusa eka putta manurakke Evampi sabba bhutesu manasang bhavaye aparimanang Mettanca sabba lokasming manasang bhavaye aparimanang Uddhang adhoca tiriyanca asambadhang averang asapattang Titthaṃ caraṃ sayano va yavatasya vigata middho etaṃ satiṃ aditteya brahmametang viharaṃ idhamaho ditthiṃ ca anupagamma sīlavādassanena sampanno Kāmesu vinaya gedhaṃ nahi jātu gabhaseyaṃ punareti Etena sacca vajjena sottite hotu sabbada Etena sacca vajjena sabba rogo vinassatu Etena sacca vajjena hotu te jaya mangalam Sabbhitiyo vivajjantu sabba rogo vinassatu Mate bhavattvantarayo sukhi dīghāyuko bhava Bhavatu sabba Rakhantu sabba devata Sabba buddhanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata Sabba dhammanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata Sabba sanghanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te Nakhatta yakka bhutanang papaggaha nivarana Parittassanubhavena hantu te sang upaddave Ākāsattha ca bummatta devānaga mahiddhika Puññantaṃ anumoditva chiraṃ rakkhantu sāsanaṃ Ākāsattha ca bummatta devānaga mahiddhika Puññantaṃ anumoditva chiraṃ rakkhantu desanaṃ ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු ත්වං සදා සාදු සාදු. So for today's little Dhamma sharing, I'd like to share something about how people appreciate small things in their life. So there was this young couple, they got married, and now once you are married you live under the same shelter, and this wife, she could not sleep well because the husband had a problem of snoring. So she always get irritated about it. But she put up with it. She lived 35 years tolerating this. This is very hard. It's like sometimes helicopter running, helicopter going.
But she got used to it, right?
She never did. You can't say that. Sometimes people, people are so supportive of the husband.
Always one.
Okay, so one day this husband became ill. Unfortunately, he got paralyzed. No, he continued snoring. Even though he was paralyzed, he continued snoring. It never stopped. But then this wife, although she hated it in the beginning, she was always fearing that he would die because he was getting weaker. And only when he was snoring, she knew that he was alive. So she started getting attached to that snoring, because that was the only way to know that her love of her life was still alive, not have left the home. So one day it actually stopped. So she realized that those annoying things that life brings to you were so important to her, because as if her life was depending on it. She was grief stricken, and then she gave a speech to those who came to the funeral. In that she said, appreciate those little things, although they are so annoying to you in the beginning. You don't realize that you hold on to them so dearly in life, as if your life is depending on it. Otherwise, something like snoring can also split families apart. Because of that, there's irritation. Wife getting sleep deprived. Sometimes it could be the wife snoring and the husband getting sleep deprived. It could happen in any direction. But before we started getting these room separation, big house ideas, everybody was sleeping in a small place, and you get used to it.
That's true.
It's very small space like this, just like the size of that half the carpet, so closely together, and everybody knows what is happening with everybody. If they are sick, you know it. If they are coughing, you know it. Then you get the impulse of preparing a ginger tea or something for them at night. There is caring in that environment. When you don't see the people, you are connecting with them in a way that is disconnecting, not so connecting. So you think like, if we can go back to those old days that we didn't appreciate so much. We wanted bigger houses, bigger of everything, but less connection. Harvard did a study for 75 years, and they concluded that those who have good connections lived happily and longer, not those who acquired so much or those who had so much money. They weren't the ones who lived happily and longer. Only those who had good connections lived longer. So you need to come home to connections. In that, the Gosinga Sutta, where the Buddha appreciates qualities of these monks who lived together. One of the qualities is, you live in unity all the time.
Yeah.
Right? And then you appreciate each other. Sammodamana, you appreciate each other. And you don't argue. That's the third quality. You don't argue. You just listen and make space for everyone's opinions. And you blend like milk and water, inseparable. Although there is technology to separate, but you don't need that technology in your relationships, milk and water. And you look at each other with pleasant eyes. This is one quality that monks should have, and also families should have. You look at each other not to pass judgment on them, but pleasant eyes. Your eyes can tell if you are angry, sad, or something, because it's a representation of your inner experience. So samagga sammodamana avivadamana kirodaki bhuta anyamanyang hi piyachakko hi passanta. These are the qualities. Samagga, always in harmony. Sammodamana, rejoicing in each other. Avivadamana, you don't argue between and among each other. Kirodaki bhuta, kira is milk, udaka is water. So you become one like milk and water. And anyamanyang hi piyachakko hi passanta, you look at each other with pleasant eyes. So these are qualities that make connections stronger. I think I mentioned the other day from the Hindu story, if you may remember, that when people argue, voice raises.
Right.
And that is because hearts are so far away. When hearts go so far away, they forget their way back. Although you live in the same shelter, your hearts are so far away. They have forgotten to come back. This is why we need to find our limits. Because when you get into arguments, so many words come. There's a rush of words. So you want to say everything that comes to your mind to hurt the other person. But at the end, nobody wins. I always remember this. Arguing with the fool only proves that there are two fools. So don't argue. Right? Always remember that. Arguing with the fool only proves that there are two fools. So don't. It's always better to make connections in a wiser way. They say husband speaks 2,500 words and wife speaks 5,000. That is because you have to repeat everything to because they don't listen. But listening to your wife, listening to your husband is very important. Otherwise, they develop psychological illnesses that they can't talk to walls because walls don't have any consciences.
But sometimes when they have to act like walls, right? That we don't have any, we are not a living being.
No, that's okay. I'll tell you a story about that. When you wanted that girl that you dreamt of, you make phone calls and you make sure she ate, she went to shower, and she went to do this, do that. So you always talk and talk until you get what you want. Now she is with you, living. She thinks you are that person that would take care of her. And now when she asks if you need tea, you become an owl. right? You say that. If you're ready to go to bed, So, earlier you were a parrot, now you are an owl. What happened to all that talking? You should continue. She trusted that you will continue that way.
No, husbands give them space so that they can talk.
It's not you are giving space, you are taking space. No excuses in there. Pay attention to how that taking space or giving space is affecting their psychology. Because I'm speaking from my mom's and dad's experience. My mom had to go through depression because nobody was available to her. When she was grief-stricken after losing her sister, 4 brothers, because of different incidents. Sister died from a snake attack. Only sister. She couldn't bear it. And the brother died on his first day when he went to work in the electricity board. Somebody turned on a wrong switch and he died. So, yeah, and the first day at work, the only one who would have saved the family from economic hardships, an elephant attack, and falling from a tree, and an illness. All these, and she had other siblings, but these were also important to us. So she became protective of us. How protective she was she forgot to cook for us when she came back from school. Because that could happen to a human being. And my father was not home to pay attention to what was going on because he was busy, making money for the children, five of us siblings. This is why, attention is important. Although none of you may have gone through that. She did go through. So it's very hard. These things do happen. So, in unity, sharing every suffering, appreciating these little weaknesses, looking at each other with pleasant eyes, blending with each other with milk like milk and water, and never arguing. This is how monks lived, and this is how you all can take examples from the monks. The monks have these qualities, like when they do something bad, something evil. Kinchapi so kammang karoti papakam. If it is a papa karma, they do. This is in the Ratana Sutta. Abhabbo sotasa patichadaya. They don't hide it. They reveal it to senior monks for purity. Abhabbata ditta padasuta. This is a quality that they develop because they have seen the Dhamma, that there's nothing to hide. The mind has that nature that it leads you into doing papa karma or punya karma. So I think this is a quality that you all can learn from the Sangha too, that when something like that happens, you don't hide it because it makes it harder. I mean, nothing serious, but small things. But you don't also tell everything to upset the person. You only make sure that you have your own ways to discuss things and make sure it's healthy for you in that sharing. If it is damaging, you probably don't, because it looks like it is damaging and you somehow repair it. Like kintsugi in Japanese says that you put gold when something is broken, so the value of it increases. It's called kintsugi in Japanese. Anyway, I hope that helps about connections. Bring your connections to the temple healthier and better. Okay, so let's transfer merits of the chanting and offering items to the Buddha and also looking after Sangha. May Dr. Pulin Barua receive these merits. May Hema Bala Barua receive these merits, and Susama Barua receive these merits. May Kanak Champa Barua receive these merits. May Shukti Dhara Barua receive these merits. May they rejoice in our good karma of offering Sanghadana, Buddha Pūjā, Sangha Pūjā, Parishkara Pūjā. May these merits be of help to them in their sansaric life. With these intentions, please pour the water now by reciting Idam me ñāti nang hotu. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita hontu. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Yatha variva pura paripurenti sagarang evameva hito dinnam petanam upakappati unname udakam vattang yatha ninnam pavattati evameva hito dinnam petanam upakappati Ittavata ca ammehi sambatam punya sampadam deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata ca ammehi sambatam punya sampadam sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata ca ammehi sambhatam punya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Abhivadana silissa niccang vaddapacayino cattaro dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevaca ato nibbana sampatti iminate samijjhatu.